Babu. I'm your anchor for this afternoon. The CEO Talk is a platform, powerful transformative talks, high profile talks with leaders, experts in the area of technology, innovation, disruption, business continuity. So I would like to welcome the esteemed panelist, Mr. Satish Kataria, MD, Avjek Advisors Private Limited, Mr. Jaswinder Singh, VP, CRM Silks Private Limited, Mr. Saurav Chowdhury, founder and CEO of Savin Communication, Mr. Chirag Bhatia, founder Mojo Bar, and Mr. Sandeep Gupta, founder Eclat Superior. The theme today is really tech advantage, how tech has enabled businesses overcome this challenging time.
I'm Manish. I'm the Manish Singh, regional operations head in Mumbai. I've been with Tata Tele Business Services for almost 14 plus years now. See, normally what happens is when we plan for the next year, the planning kind of gets completed around Jan, Feb. And then this COVID hit us sometime late March. That kind of, put us a little step, put us a little bit on the back foot. What we realized is that in this kind of a situation, we also got a lot of opportunities. Opportunities in terms of, we did a lot of innovations, specifically in terms of getting some new products, which would help enterprises to, enable their employees to work out of home.
I would like to first ask this question. How did the whole situation impact you as a business?
We almost grew by 10 times. In fact, we never did it in past. My brand, which was a very nominal brand, in last 6 months, it became the fastest growing brand of India.
So March month is where it is like, you achieve major part of your sale, and we were all set, prepared. Okay, now the goods are going on, and suddenly there's a lockdown and we are all blank. And we could not see a way forward.
COVID obviously brought out the two aspects of business, something closed and something new launched. So we were able to kind of hit upon a new model. We were able to understand that, how we can apply technology in a new manner to be able to evaluate startups without physically meeting them. How we can monitor their cash flows instead of getting depressed that, okay, things are not moving on. I think we all use this time to quickly learn something new and move on to our next stage.
So when the lockdown came, there was a huge gap in the market because the print was completely shut and people were looking for the PR and they were not able to get the things done. You'll be surprised to know that in past 10 months, we have grown at 230%.
We, in fact, when the lockdown happened, had made a huge batch of our product, and they were all across the country, and we had no idea of what would happen to our products because we make energy bars, we make chocolates, they all have limited shelf life. It was the month of March, hot month, so it was really unnerving for us. However, things did turn out well for us.
We were really hit hard because our plannings were absolutely in disarray. We were a little confused. We didn't know what to do. What should be our next step? But I think from May, the business started, looking up. Where there was immense challenges on ground because our field engineers were not able to move, because the local trains were not working. Within our SLA, very successfully, we have been able to, serve our clients.
How do you expect to finish this March? How do you expect to close, like compared to last year?
If it is even, similar to what we did last year, I think it would be an achievement, but we are working towards overachieving our numbers.
I'd say we definitely expect to close positively, which was something we definitely did not expect.
We are not closing anything. We are just moving ahead and upgrading ourselves and fixing our bugs. Actually, our approach is that PR is affordable thing. PR should be affordable.
Almost we are going to close 10 times what we closed last year.
We see on a very positive note that we will, we are growing in this particular year. So we are very positive. I think we'll end this year on a positive note.
So I think while the numbers may take some time for me to come because what we have done is, we have entered into a new space.
Next question, there is so much about work from home and work from office. If you were to raise your, let's say, left hand for work from home and right for work from office, and if you're saying hybrid, namaste. It's namaste from most of you.
for my industry, certainly.
I think Sandeep and Saurav are in for working from office only, right?
Absolutely. That discipline is very much needed. Definitely, I feel office gives more discipline.
We emphasize on work from office culture.
I think in terms of utilization of time, if you can maintain your own discipline of office work and homework, right? I think you can really kind of extract the benefits of working from home as well.
What is the single biggest technology adoption that you did to really ensure business continuity?
For us, I think one of the biggest mediums that we really took towards was, moving towards the whole online communication, the online marketing, the social media, that entire angle has really, really helped us transform our business.
We could not book orders, so we did very good virtual conferencing, which was as good as real virtual conferencing in each and every aspect of our product. For auto replenishment, we had developed this B2B app.
Major contribution, I would say, Facebook, WhatsApp, and some platforms of Zoho. That has really helped us in streamlining all the processes of our work. Now we are using Salesforce.
My total revamp is due to internet. So I give the credit to everyone, starting from internet speed, like Geo.
Right.
They have provided the free of cost internet, so everybody was putting more time on the mobile, so I was getting more customer. Definitely then Instagram is the second one. They made me connected with the people. Third thing, definitely when it was to deliver, it was ShipRocket, and when to optimize, it was Savin communication through multiple digital platforms.
Not just what has added, but also what has been removed. There were so many unnecessary meetings.
In my scenario, obviously it was your video conferencing tools because like Zoom and Google Meet, we have been able to start working on a lot of data analytic tools.
So definitely these online platforms, which are our own platforms like web conferencing and webcasting, we were able to use it. So we need to reach out to a massive scale. So digital marketing really helped us.
What did you see as a challenge for this adoption? What do you see as the biggest resistance from people when it comes to adopting new technologies to ensure business continuity and all?
People in our industries are more in a way of traditional working. Training and development was very important aspect because they need to understand the entire technology. They are not very techno savvy. We have to motivate them. We have to give them a right environment to work. We have to give them very realistic targets to achieve. Now they don't want to go back. They now absolutely want to do something very digital.
The whole online transformation was something that our team was already, sort of working towards even before COVID. What happened post COVID was it just got really, fast forwarded. So it was more of, in terms of getting the right team to, getting your, team to adapt to the situation and getting the right team also for the right sort of the scenario.
Your employees are generally not happy with your growth because they just want to move in their own fashion. Previously it was an option, and option there was like two poles were there. One was they were believing in hardcore selling, traditional selling. They just want to go and touch. Now because of the fear, they don't want to go there, and now they want to buy. There was some people, they were having the fear with the banking transactions through online. Now it is a compulsion.
We had already planned our things digitally very well before the pandemic. We had bring all the things on digital platform, and we had already engaged every stakeholder, every client, every person who works with us. So everyone is digitally connected. So it was not that tough for us to make understand people how technology works.
The kind of physical lockdown which was imposed, there was no other way but to adapt to digital route of interacting, communicating, transacting, and that is what has happened. And I think things will now change to maybe a very different scale as we move forward from here.
Talking about work from home, this question of productivity comes up. But how do you ensure productivity? So, were there some specific tools or methods or ways by which you ensured productivity?
I think moving ahead, people will find ways to become more and more productive. I think the productivity will start going up. I feel like companies will also find ways to measure that productivity.
If the person has been given some sales target, okay, otherwise you can't measure the productivity in our business, actually in the communication business.
I think from a company perspective, I have been able to get a similar productivity from my employees. I've been able to give them sufficient their timing to be able to innovate more and have their own white space so that they can think of more innovation. They can come up with more interesting ideas. And I think even employees understand that if they are responsible and employees, if that synergies can be balanced, I think a lot can be achieved even from a WFH kind of environment.
As far as productivity is concerned, I don't think that anybody can control the things. There are two types of people. They have got the intention to grow, and they don't have the intention to grow. So they will be getting motivated, and they don't need any app. And there are the second kind of people. They will always require some tools. You have to just check them. You have to pressurize them to perform.
And if there is one thing which is your biggest learning from this pandemic,
one has to be optimistic. Whatever the crisis, life is one. We will see a lot of other crises, but one has to be optimistic, find out the way. God is great. It is giving you the difficulties just to find out the better ways.
Above all, we have to be very good humans. We have to be respectful to all our colleagues, juniors, seniors, our family members, our friends, everybody. Upgrade ourselves, keep learning, which will help us to grow.
Biggest learning for ourselves. Patience is the biggest learning, and we always say, "आने दो, देख लेंगे."
I'd say patience and adaptability.
Right? But if you're sincere and if your intention is to get the result done, I think it will eventually happen. So that is what you really need to, understand and focus at.
Personally, speaking basically two words. One is adapt and innovate.
what is your source of getting updates, or do you follow some influencers?
I was just listening almost 20 years back, Narayan Murthy. The same thing, we were ready for the opportunity. We were just working since 1985 and 1991. The opportunity came and we were the only company they were prepared. So that thing I learned from that day, and I was just prepared with the things. To be very frank, it was not done in one day.
So to keep me updated, I have to read a lot, because in a PR industry, you will have to know everything, each and everything. I read a lot. I particularly don't follow anyone.
Whatever you see, you like. I'm also an avid reader, so I read a lot. I listen to Harish Salve sometimes. He talks really good.
One thing that I've kept to during this entire time is being able to read a lot of books. Some of the tools that I use very often are tools like Medium, which are able to give you very nice aggregated articles. I'm using Blinkist, which kind of give you summaries of very interesting books within just 15-20 minutes.
I have a very different approach. I feel like right now, because the times are so radically different, no one's probably experienced this, right? So I feel like we are probably going to be the more experienced ones and can probably,
Being in Tata Group, we have such a rich legacy, often more influences within the group itself, and a lot of case studies that I normally go through, which is within the group itself, which kind of gives me the path for the future. As an individual, read a lot about the group, about Ratan Tata, about HRD Tata. I think my inspiration, quite a bit of it really comes from there.
And any closing thoughts as we wrap up?
I think it's an extremely great session that we have had today, and really great listening from everyone. One needs to be extremely cautious in terms of cybersecurity, because somebody somewhere is still watching you, so and trying to make inroads into your database server. So we have to keep our database, we have to keep our internal stuff extremely safe. One needs to be aware of the threats and take enough and more precautions just to keep their company data safe.
I would like to really thank our CEOs for so generously contributing their share of their stories, and really it's very inspiring. I would like to thank Tata Tele Business Services team, rising to the challenge, the talk